Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Gear Reviews. I'm Lewis, and in today's episode I'm going to show you the Boss SYB-5. We had the SYB-3 on the channel recently because it's got some great sounds in it, and because this is somewhat of an improved model with some extra features, I thought it was worthwhile showing the lineage of the synth pedals that Boss have to offer. So that's what we're going to do. Quickly, this is what it sounds like. So as I mentioned, the SYB-5 is another synth pedal. It's an envelope-based effect, meaning that it responds to the dynamics of your playing to create the sounds that it has in its arsenal. This particular model has an expression pedal input as well that I'll show you, whereby instead of using the dynamics of your playing to change the sounds or the filter effects, you can use an expression pedal, much like you would a wah-wah pedal. So I'll show you some of the functions you can get away with on that one. Starting out, of course, I'm playing my jazz bass. We're running through the SYB-5 into the Tech 21 VT bass DI and then off to our Ableton session. I've got this set at the vintage SVT with just a little bit of character dialed in to make it a bit brighter. You heard what it sounds like then, so we'll jump into the first mode. The SYB-5 has got a couple of different connections. I am only running mono, so we just go input here and then the mono output. If you wanted to run a separate wet and dry path, you can do so by using the A and B outputs. And the other connection here is the expression pedal that I mentioned, and I'll plug that in a moment. And the first sound I'm going to show is the saw wave sound from the manual. So let's get into it and see what it sounds like. You just need to push this button and we get this. And those effects are controlled here. We've got our blending control, so we've got dry on the bottom and wet on the top. So we can turn our wet all the way down to only get our dry signal. Or you can get a blend of both, or you can turn the dry out just to have the effect itself. So the same mixing and blending effects as the SYB-3, giving you that ability to mix them up there. The next controls along are the frequency and resonance controls, and they change the shape of the effect like so. If we adjust our frequency here, you can hear that return note, or the stop point, gets deeper as you turn that knob anti-clockwise. Cut it about half, and then the resonance knob is kind of the effect intensity. Set that slower. Like so. So between those controls you can dial that up to be either quite subtle or very abrupt, much like the SYB-3 again, but based on the newer models of these sounds. The next one we've got here is our sensitivity, and that changes our dynamic attack. So when it's low, you don't get much change in the sound, and as you turn that up, that effect becomes more pronounced. Like that. Of course, sensitivity will depend on the pickups you're using. If you've got any pedals before it, you can change your dynamics that way to get more sustain or less sustain out of this particular pedal, and that sensitivity will go a long way to help you to tune things up. The next knob along is our mode selector, and we'll run through some more modes now. So the next mode I'll go to is mode number 2, and this is what we get out of it. So I'm going to add a little bit more effect there. more sensitivity. It's a pretty cool computer glitchy kind of sound, which I think works nicely. And when you plug your expression pedal in like so, push that all the way in, and use your expression pedal, you can go from your heel down setting to the toe setting. Or sweep between them like so. Most expression pedals will have a minimum setting as well, so you can adjust it like so. You can set a point where the expression pedal starts. Which basically reduces the range of the expression pedal and gives you a bit more control over the range of the effect, giving you that ability to really manipulate the sound and make a vocal-like quality to the playing. Gives you another way to accent what you're playing, which is pretty cool. So setting 3 is another saw wave filter. This one moves that filter automatically to a tempo, so you can get a modulation style-like effect. I've still got the expression pedal plugged in because that's how you can use it to change that speed. So starting off at the slowest, very slow development of the effect, and as you push your expression pedal forward, and back again, you can manipulate the speed. So a really cool way to build dynamic effect in certain parts of songs, and you can still change your settings here a little bit as well to make it more subtle or more obvious. That's the last of the saw wave modes. The next mode is a square wave mode. So again, you still get that great expression quality out of the expression pedal, that vocal-like expression. Without the expression, you're going back to your dynamic bass. You definitely could plug the expression pedal in and out at the gig, change it up, see what you like. I probably prefer the expression mode on this. I think it's a great feature, and because I have an SYB-5, I already have an envelope style effect I can use as well, and I'd probably use that expression mode the most out of with or without. The next one along is another square wave sound. This one adds an octave in. Hear that there, and then the expression pedal. Like so, which is pretty cool. And then another auto mode. So this is the same modulated kind of style. Like so. Moving along, we go up to our pulse wave modes. Which is a pretty cool bright like tone. Again, you can darken it by manipulating your resonance and frequency controls. To really move that vocal-like expression around. We go up again to another pulse wave. so, which is pretty cool. We'll push one more click forward. Just got a bit more of a chorus-like sound to it. Just dial that sensitivity back a little bit. Pretty cool little off-kilter-like effect there, that out of tune, almost vibrato-like sound. And then we go to our second last mode here, which is a very similar effect, but it doesn't have that modulated pitch sound to it. And then to the final mode. Heel down is the brighter tone, and toe forward is the darker tone, which is a cool way to switch that up and change the way you're approaching using the effect. It would be pretty easy to get carried away with the expression pedal, so having the ability to switch that mode around or plug it and unplug it in as you require it gives you the options to be able to make it as unique as possible without overusing it. So I think that's a great way to approach using something like this that changes the sound of your guitar so drastically. Of course, you can dial more clean tone in if you want a bit more of a subtle sound, which would definitely be a good way to go about some more of the crazy effects with the expression pedals. It does give you that option to really mix it up, which I think is great. So that's a quick run through of the expression pedal running on the modes. I'm just going to show you a couple of the presets that I think are really, really useful now, and that'll wrap us up. So here we go. I'm not going to use the expression pedal now. If you are interested in picking up an expression pedal, I'm using the Boss FV500, which is a great big expression pedal. I like that it fits under my foot nicely. We'll pop a link for that below. And the first of these presets that I wanted to show you is what they call the fat sound, which uses preset mode 1, 2, 3, 4, and allows you to do stuff like this. Which is a very percussive-like effect that I think is pretty cool, and it gives you that almost fretless-like sound. Just by having that less attack to the signal, which I think is pretty cool. This mode is called Talking, using filter mode 8. The last preset I'm going to show you is the filter sweep mode. It's got a great long sustain-like sound. I think it would work really, really well in a few genres, but that sweeping sound is a pretty classic synth sound, so it's a great one to have access to from this pedal. This is what it sounds like. So you may be familiar with the SYB-3, you may have seen our previous video. The thing that stands out to me that's different is the tracking in this lasts a bit longer, so we get a bit more sustain out of these notes before it cuts off. I think that's better than the SYB-3, and if I had both on the board or I had to choose between the two and I was playing longer sustained notes, this is probably the choice. If you could have both, that's of course maybe a bit too gluttonous, but that would be great. However, the extra sustain in this model I think probably makes it worth going to this model if you're playing longer notes and not maybe as quick and fast as you might with a shorter decay time. So that's a good upgrade for this. The expression pedal is a good upgrade for this as well. I think that gives you a really great way to tailor that modulation of the effect to the sounds you're making and the rest of the songs. Yeah, it's a mature way of looking at this kind of a pedal approach. Most synth players would be playing their expression and their pitch wheels a fair bit to get those, I guess, more off-kilter sounds, those more unusual sounds, those little variables that make music interesting to listen to. And by having that expression option there, either with a pedal or with another device, you really can change up what you're doing and get 10 times as much sounds out of a pedal like this than you would otherwise. So a big plus for the expression pedal, a big plus for the tracking, and the rest of the effects are a really well sorted set of different sounds that you can make to sound like a synthesizer. So I think that's pretty cool. That's the Boss SYB-5. If you're interested in checking one of these out, you can do so by following the link below. I'll also have a link there for the expression pedal and the power supply that we recommend with it. A really great set of pieces to get you going in the world of bass synth. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to let us know by giving us a thumbs up, a share, a like, a subscribe. If you've loved it and you'd like to support the channel, get behind us and help us put out more content and as good a content as we can, you can do so by becoming one of our Patreon members or by following the PayPal donate button below. Head over to the blog where you'll find out more information on this pedal and the other pedals and tutorials that we have on our YouTube channel. We'd love any feedback you want to give on those, so shoot us a message and we'll go from there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.